Everybody. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
We're going to go ahead and call this meeting to order today. Now that everybody's here, um, the minutes are included in the packet. Unless anybody has any proposed changes, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All right. So moved, and we got a great agenda today. A couple groups that are excited to hear from. Starting with Gemini Arts, an update on the great work that they're doing. I had the opportunity to visit them at the tail end of last year, I believe, or a couple months ago. Time goes by so quick, I don't even know. But it's great. So I'm looking forward to hearing from y'all what y'all do. So I believe the update is going to be from Dr. Shirley Smith along with Mr. Michael Krajewski. Say for me. Krajewski.
Can't overthink it,
Yeah.
Hit the first two letters.
Yeah, that's it. You got some great names. And before we get to that, Councilman McDowell has a word he wants to say real quick.
Let me just say a word. The fiance, Reggie Bryce, the fiance of our city manager, his mother died this morning. And of course, she's not here. We solicit your prayers as we pray for Reggie and for Mrs. Wilson as they look at the vicissitudes of death and the consequences of death, and yet the celebration of life. We pray for them, and we ask that you would hold them up in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Reverend.
All right, so Gemini Arts, whoever wants to take the floor is yours.
Both of us. My last name is Smith. Nobody has
Yes.
trouble with that. Yes.
If you could stand
At the podium.
podium microphone
Yeah.
so that constituents who are watching on YouTube, they can hear it.
You just stand
Oh, we got some
behind,
YouTube fans?
behind the podium. Okay.
By the way, I looked at the pictures in the hallway, those are wild, man.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to put in like an art installation where you have it like flipping through something, so you can see like the pictures. Maybe throw some stitching of like some history between it, you know what I'm saying? But my favorite one was the car trolleys. Those are really cool, and seeing the State House built up.
I got you, thank you.
I'm assuming play and then push left or right. For those who don't know me, I'm Michael Krajewski. I'm a local artist. I've been running art in the city and around different studios and galleries for probably over 20 years. Doesn't feel like it, but let's see how this thing works. Gemini Arts is an artist collective located in historic Rosewood. We officially opened our doors in April of 2025, but the story really began long before that. Our building has history. In the 1960s, it operated as a car and taxi service, which I thought was pretty cool. And in the 70s, it was an office space. Then it sat empty for decades. Our founder, Ron Hagel, worked closely with our landlord for 3 years to reimagine and renovate the space, transforming a long vacant industrial building into a vibrant creative hub. Today, the building houses 16 studios and more than 25 artists with many disciplines, from visual arts, ceramics, animation, fiber, sculpture, and more. What makes us unique is that we operate as a collective. Our resident artists don't just create here, they plan and deliver exhibitions, education programs, and events together with board oversight. We have no paid staff. We present programming year-round that includes rotating exhibitions, weekly open night studios, workshops, artist talks, live painting, performances from dance to spoken word, and community events that reflect our mission. Since opening, we have already hosted 7 exhibitions, with our 7th one with resident artists, which is happening now until September 4th, so welcome you to come by and check it out if you're free in between then. More than 90 different artists have exhibited in our gallery space. 90, that's a lot so far. And our resident artists are also active throughout the city. showing in markets, restaurants, and other galleries. Restaurants for myself. I don't know if you've been to the Black Rooster in West Columbia, but that is my work on the walls there. Also delicious food and cocktails. Yeah, yeah.
Been there plenty of times.
What's that?
I've been there plenty of times.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's 7 years running hard. I got another 3 on it, you know? In a little more than a year, we have gone from an empty building to a thriving creative center. With HTAX funding, we will be expanding to add 6 more studios and a much-needed education space for workshops, camps, and other activities. That's mine.
Question for you. Is there a timeline on how long y'all think that's gonna take to expand?
Our builder thinks it's gonna be open January 1st, January 2027. That's what we're planning on.
That'd be great.
But you can see it's still just a,
And the artists are local artists?
Yes, sir.
all local. You can see
Yeah.
here, they've laid out, these are the 6 studios. And then this is where that, you see the pile of lumber, that's gonna be our education space.
That garage still opens, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the exhibition has a garage door, and we open it sometimes when, well, not when the
Yeah.
weather's yucky like today, but, and we're anticipating that we'll be able to open that garage door for our education space as well.
Yeah, it's a nice feature, especially if you have a lot of people coming out. Instead of going through the doors, they just come right through the garage.
Yeah, the weather kind of limits how often you wanna have a big garage door open.
If you would help me,
This is an old cab station.
Used to be an old cab and car service station. Yeah. Then it was an office building after that. In the 60s, it was a cab in Texas.
okay, what's,
Square footage. You have any idea?
I don't.
The whole building, I'd say it's around
About
13,000.
13,000.
Whole building.
That's what I
the
said,
whole,
the whole building. And we're currently using about 4 and we're picking up, I think we'll be more like 5 something when we get the expansion done.
And I just don't remember off the top of my head, have you all already just recently?
Yes, Judge.
You approved you all?
You approved 50,000 for this expansion and 30,000 for our programming.
Now, say to me again what the, when I look at this, you have, there's a space, yeah, I'm looking at the space, where right here.
yeah, that right there. How many offices will there be in this
This section of.
6 studios?
6 studios?
And then expansion, yes. Yeah, those are the 6 laid out. And the other part that's already completed, we have 16 studios with 28 artists. Because some artists share a studio.
So they'll be collaboratively used, simultaneously, not simultaneously, but they vacillate from one person to the other. As it relates to office space.
They're rented.
They're
Studio is
rented.
rented, yes. We pay rent to our landlord and our artists pay rent to Gemini for their studio. They get leases and they're welcome to have a lease for 6 months or 8 months or a year, and then they either can renew it or they don't. But we have not had anybody not renew in a year.
How much is the rent?
Yeah.
Or does it go by size?
It goes by size and it's below market rate, which was our goal all along, so that we can have artists be able to afford these studios. And so it ranges from a low of $210 to $450.
Is that based on the square footage
Yes,
of
square
the
footage.
studio?
And what if you're aspiring or trying to decide if you want to aspire?
Well, we have an application, we're getting ready to start an application process where you have to have some body of work there. But we have some very young artists. We have several artists that just graduated from school last year. We have some older artists that are way beyond retirement and all the ages in between.
Are you interested?
Yeah, studios
I don't know,
coming
put a
up.
little personal in there. I
Well,
was
let's
like,
know.
Inspiring artists coming out?
And let me tell you, it's the collaboration with all the other artists that works well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Rather
yeah.
than being by yourself in your studio, you have 27 other artists around you.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it feels good to bounce ideas, I mean,
It's
obviously.
different mediums.
Mhm.
Cultures.
Yeah, yeah.
Visual artists are the biggest. We
Yeah.
have 21 of those. We have 2 writers.
Mhm.
We have an animation person. We have
Fiber artists,
fiber artist.
the ceramicists, the sculptors.
I like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I like it because, of course, I'm
I'm an art enthusiast.
Yes, sir.
My wife loves it, and the best art for me is the stick man drawing.
Hey, you can,
That's not artistic.
you can get a lot out. You can say a lot with a stick figure. There's a lot of motion in
All right.
even just lines.
Great, well, I want to see that.
I'll show you for sure.
I like Chicken Man.
Yeah. I know Ernest for a while.
I like Chicken Man, and we got several pieces of art from Chicken Man,
Yeah, he's still going.
and he's still going, and it's stick art.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it, and every now and then, I hate to say this, when I'm in council, I'm drawing a stick man sometimes.
It's
So,
good for your brain. You know that?
not only good for, yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
do it like a little
My
doodle.
left and right brain.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I'll just continue after Michael. I'm Shirley Smith. I'm the only non-artist there. I'm an academic. I'm a retired educator.
We need
So I
you.
try to wrangle all these artists. It's my retirement job, I guess. But it's fun. They're all so creative. So we've had lots of activities, as Michael has said. We have drawn most of our visitors from the 29205 area, but we've also, because we've been collecting zip codes even before we got H-tax money, so we would know where people were coming from. But they're coming mostly from the 29205, but we're also getting them from downtown, we're getting them from Charleston, we're getting them from other states.
I'm from Georgia too.
So, and from Georgia, so we're becoming a destination because we're open on Friday nights. People are now aware that we're having these exhibitions they want to get to. So looking ahead, we have some ambitious goals. We've been only open a little over a year, but with our money that we got this from H-tax, our $30,000 from our programming, we want to attract more visitors because we have been mainly getting ready in the first year, getting set up, having these exhibitions, getting our name out there. But now we need to be more strategic about our promotion and our marketing, which is why we applied for these monies, because we want to have more classes, particularly now that we have an education space opening in January. We'll actually have a place for our classes. This past year, those classes have been held in the gallery, which is a little iffy thing when you got people's art up on the walls. But
Or sculptures
yeah.
on pedestals.
Yeah, sculptures on pedestals.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're so we want to be a little bit more strategic about our promotion. And as Michael said, we don't have any paid staff. So our artists are in committees. We have an exhibition committee, we have a education program committee, we have an event committee, and we have a communications. And so the artists are in those committees. And so if you want to have an exhibition at Gemini, you just put in an application on our website, and that goes straight to the exhibition committee comprised of artists. And they decide whether you can actually exhibit there, when and where and how. And so we have established these processes for us.
Yeah, I understand.
So we keep saying historic Rosewood. If you don't know exactly where we are, if you know where, you know the hangar? The beer place that's up there. You know Owens Airfield, and you probably know City Roots. They now have gotten rid of that sign.
Where are they going by?
We are around the corner on Commerce. You go around the corner and we're right there. Our building had been vacant for, over 30 years, several decades. So it took a while but we're in an industrial area. And so we envision that the arts can transform this area. And we believe that this industrial corridor that was shaped originally by transportation and industry has a history of becoming vibrant, creative districts. We've seen it happen in the Vista, as you well know, and we believe this can happen over in our little corner. And if you ever get down there, you'll see that there's a lot of potential there. So speaking of the Vista, I want to introduce a resident artist and the chair of our board, Rosie Craig, who would like to add a few words.
Good morning. I don't need to get up there. I'll just stay eye line with everybody. When I run into people, they ask me, what are you up to these days? And this is my latest project. And I got pulled in by my heart, just like the artist helped us catalyze the Vista 40 years ago. This sort of thing, and I think Shirley just mentioned the potential for development down there. But what really pulls my heart, certainly with historic preservation after saving 700,000 square feet of historic property, but what pulls me with the arts is that everybody's welcome at the table. And that's the spirit of Gemini. So the idea that we actually have these wonderful kids graduating from the art programs in Clemson, and haven't got one from USC yet, but I'm sure they're coming, all the way to established 90-year-olds that have their own legacy and followers. It's a really interesting melange, if you will, of people who love the arts. And I was at the City Gallery recently at the end of Spoleto and went down with a friend who was a judge for that, a local artist, Flavia Lobatali. And we ran into some of our historic artists, the ones that are one of my generations, at that gallery. It was the last day. And they came up, several of them, and I had Jean work with me. And they said, "You guys are really having fun up there, aren't you?" and the artist popped up. She said, "We love it because we're together." So we found out that it's not just giving artists a place they can afford, but the opportunity to develop community, and obviously having a wonderful gallery. And the seasoned expertise of Ron as our founder, knowing that. I came along probably the end of the first year, beginning of the second year of the dream before it actually came together. And I can poke fun, I hope Ron can hear me. But my role that often is blessed are the peacemakers. And I like to add plus a little humor because Richard Burtz, who owned it and has been beyond generous with personal dollars to help all this happen. He and Ron were going like that, and it was just communication. That's all they needed. So I'm very fond of both of them, so I could add, that level of getting our ducks in a row. But it's been wonderfully satisfying, and I'm enjoying being chair. We're a fun-loving group. The mallet that I have actually is a crab cracker. So, we kind of keep it light. We don't want anybody getting too serious.
Speaking truth.
Yeah.
Speaking truth.
And it's true. When I got out, when Richard and Ron brought me over there to see it the first time, the first thing I said was, "Oh, this has got Vista vibes. No sidewalks, no lighting, industrial warehouse, big trucks, lots of dust, planes flying over. And you wonder if they're going to clip the power lines." It's got some funky elements, which of course artists love.
I do love the planes flying
And
over.
having the rent so low compared, they would spend 2 to 3 times that in rent anywhere else in Columbia, and this place is affordable. So that's my pitch. That's what I'm doing these days, if people want to know. I'm really having fun over there. And I am one of the writers, so I've been asked for, decades to write my story, and I'm getting close. I'm at the essay stage right now.
Okay.
So.
The most important thing I think that Rosie mentioned was that it creates a community of creativity. And a community that sort of gels around this whole issue of being peaceful in art.
So far, we
Now-
get cranked up now and then, but mostly we're.
It's a lot of personalities,
Yeah.
Let's dialed in pretty well.
a lot of artists.
Now, my colleagues, we are very cognizant of the fact that there's a lot of personalities in this city. And a part of Gemini could very well be, as you stated, Rosie, it could very well be a season of coming together in a peaceful, creative, and collaborative way to make art and to see art as peaceful drawings. And I think that's the genius of it. And that's that's the caliber, I think, that we want to push for in the city of Columbia. A kind of peaceful journey that will bridge the gap between that which is quote unquote not peaceful and the peaceful strain that runs in this endeavor. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate Jim and I. Let's go forward.
Appreciate it too. That's,
Thank you.
Two quick questions. I'm sorry.
yeah, go ahead.
You done, Rev?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm looking on the website. Are y'all full capacity? You stay full capacity?
We have a waiting list.
We've had a waiting list since before we opened, which is why we wanted the expansion. So we'll have 6 more studios open in January. We'll start accepting applications for those in the next couple of months.
Impressive. And then there is a first annual PLEIN.
Oh, plein air.
Yeah, what is that?
Plein air is when artists paint outside.
Just a fancy name for that.
Plein is the French word for plain. So it's just outside painting and
Okay. Open air.
open air, yes. So it can be, so artists from all over the city, actually they'll come from Camden, all sorts of places, will apply to do this. And then they'll come pick up a canvas at Gemini that morning, because I think it's October 3rd. And then they'll go out and paint. And some of our artists are already, suggesting places they can go and paint around us. And then they go out and paint, and then they bring them back. I'm saying this as an academic, not an artist. I'm sure there's more artistry involved. But then they bring all their paintings back, and there will be a panel of judges that will give out awards, and then they'll be up for sale. And the artist will get a percentage, and Jim and I will get a percentage. So it's kind of a fundraising, but it's a way to bring artists, a lot of artists from around our area together as well.
Get some good creative energy around
They
it.
can paint some planes down Owens
You do
Field.
that too as well. Yeah, you're right there. Inspired.
We also, because of the multitude of talent, we have an adjunct professor from state that is a ceramicist, and he brings with him a lot of experience with teaching children at summer camps. And he just presented to our board at our last meeting his thoughts about how we can utilize that education space and actually have a camp. And Karjewski has taught at
Columbia
local
Arts Center.
summer camps as well. And so that's a big hope, to spread out into the school system or into our youth. So that's definitely part of our mission, is the outreach. And that's what I'm really
That's
excited
what's
about.
important. You're
Yeah.
exactly right.
Absolutely, thinking
Exactly
about
right.
that generation coming up, because, if they're not all artists, they'll at least be wonderful audiences.
All right, any more questions?
From auto repairs
Yes.
to a facade that generates or could possibly generate or will generate
I like the will.
the kind of enthusiasm that's necessary for our city. Thank you, sir, for
Yeah.
what you've done. Thank you all for allowing this auto repair building to become an artist hub.
Come to our exhibitions on a Friday night, and
Yeah.
in the exhibition hall, you can actually see where the former hydraulic lifts were in the floor. And then we had to fill them in. So there are lots of remnants there from what it used to be, because we wanted to preserve that history. But now we gave it a whole new use.
Every Friday night?
Every Friday night from 6 to 10.
Yeah.
We're hoping to expand that in the future, but right now it's Friday nights.
Michelle.
If you drive, Rev, I'll ride with you.
Well, before you sit down, Mr. Producer, I love the shirt.
Oh, thanks. I mean, she's the best. She's the best.
He is.
No, you can't, don't.
I'm gonna try to even replicate. Whitney's honey in her boat. You're just like.
All the creative music you got in your body.
This would not even come close. Her worst note. Not even her worst note.
Not many people do that.
People like Whitney Houston, so I wouldn't try.
He is multi-talented, but that's not one of them.
But I appreciate her talent.
Thank you very much.
You need an auctioneer though, he's your
I'll
guy.
take good audience. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Come by and see us.
I see ya.
Nice to meet
Yeah. Friday night.
Thank you so much.
Anytime, yeah.
Thank you.
My running partner over there. my running and triathlon partner, and
Missy,
yeah.
Before we,
still doing
before we get to the Columbia Arts Center, I want to go ahead and tackle number 3, the Vista Guild Senate Street Public Art Project. And I see Joseph is here, who's a member of the Congaree Vista Guild Board. If you could just share with us at the podium a little bit more about the statute that's going to go in the medium. I'm not sure if our artists have been selected yet, but the letters of support are ready to move forward.
Sounds good. For anyone that doesn't know, I'm Joseph Kendrick. I've been an arts administrator here in town, worked in several different capacities with different arts organizations. I currently sit on the board of the Vista Guild Board of Directors as the secretary, and I'm also on our public art subcommittee. We're here today asking for approval of our application for placement of a work of art on the median of the 900 block of Senate Street, which you'll know it because there's several other sculptures already there. The fairly recent Don Staley sculpture, monument is there, and at least 2 other memorial sculptures, along with another sculpture that was placed years ago. As part of our process, I think it's been 2 years or so, we presented, the Vista presented public art plan for the area, and we feel that our next priority is filling out the remainder of that space, and so we're asking for approval for another work to go in that green space area.
Is there do y'all at this point have any idea how close it would be to the Don Staley statue? Because that's near.
I mean, as it is now, Don Staley is on one far end of that space, and then the only clear space in that yard is on
the other end?
other side, which would be
That, closer towards
east.
that.
Senate.
Yeah, but closer towards the back parking lot. So, you know, you got the hotel, Ruth Chris, closer towards that side.
Yeah,
versus
yes.
And the
By the signal
lantern
light?
that used to be the
Yes.
fire
Okay,
station.
yeah.
the
Okay.
And the
signal
new apartments that are
No,
going
we
up
are.
at that corner.
Don Staley.
Oh,
They're under
on the other
construction.
side.
Okay,
I think you might know it. On that corner would be Monterey's, which
Yeah.
just recently closed.
It closed?
Yep, it's demoing right
Yeah.
now. They've already moved into a new location on Survey.
Or just moved?
We didn't lose them.
so at this point, the idea is just for, I guess, authorization to
Sure,
start the process.
absolutely.
And I guess
And
they'll have to come back, y'all will come back here once y'all, the
I would hope
artists.
you do.
I'm sorry, sir.
I would hope you would.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I just want, I'm sorry,
Go ahead, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I see Pamela, our public. art
Jumping out of her
has a hand.
seat.
We're asking a bunch of questions. If you could come up to the podium.
I will like to point out, as you mentioned before, there are letters of support from the Vista Neighborhood Association and residents of the area as well.
I just wanted to address the question about the artist being chosen. The artist has not. Oh, sorry. Yes. The artist has not been chosen yet. Usually, in the past, what we've done is when we've come here, we've sort of presented where we would like to have it. But I can give you more information about what we are asking the artists to do, to propose. Right now, we're just looking at taking in applications that show the artist's previous work. So kind of get an idea of what it would look like. And then we'll get 3 proposals. Well, and the Vista Public Art Committee will choose from those 3 proposals. But that won't happen until a little bit closer to the time. We wanted to make sure we get the approval before we move forward with that
Just for
stuff.
my clarity, so we don't know right now what the sculpture would be, whether it be a person or a thing, or there are no parameters there set yet.
There are some.
Right, sorry. We generally look at the space and we look at the surrounding context. And then as part of the call for proposals, we could ask for loose parameters. That would probably be, the artists know that it would be placed in a yard, maybe not on a concrete pad, that more practical matters. Now we couldn't rightfully even attempt to show you, hey, this is what it's going to look like. This is what we're after. And part of that is because we want the artists to surprise us. We want the artists to come up with great creative ideas so that we can bring something hopefully iconic to the city of Columbia.
Well, one of the things that, that I'm most concerned about, and I'm trying to visualize it in my own head, I know what Don Staley is. This is Don Staley here. Ruth Chris is over here. Is there any way we could plot that out in terms of visually looking at that?
Oh.
Do you have, I'm sorry.
Do you mean in terms of just information, or do you mean in terms of like hardscaping the area?
Well, I want to make sure and ensure that we got Don Staley here. We got Ruth Chris, say to the left of me. And over this way is Ruth Chris, I believe. I want to see that. And it would be good for all of us to see it. We can talk about it, but I'm a visual person, and I just like to see it. That's not to say now that I'm against that. I want that.
Okay.
But I want to see it.
Okay. So in the future, you'd like some
Yes, sir.
visual aids for this
And it doesn't-
type of approval?
Doesn't necessarily have to be a schematic
Okay.
drawing, but gee whiz, it would certainly help me and certainly help some of my colleagues to be able to visualize where that place is and how it's going to be configured as an art center.
Sure.
Just so I'm clear on the process, right now, this is a discussion before you put it out and start soliciting
That's correct.
proposals. The permission to do so that you don't go through a whole long process and can't do it.
Exactly.
But my hope, I was about to say assumption, is that it would come back to us like some of the other things do before it's actually placed, so that would be the time that you get to see.
That's not currently how the policy is written, and we haven't done it that way yet.
What policy is it so we can?
The
make
public
those
art placement policy that the city,
Yeah, what we've done is,
We gotta come back.
yeah, it does, y'all, typically we approve the placement, then y'all do give us one final update at some point. And
That's
I think
fine.
that just, the only reason there's some not clarity here because it's a big median and there's already statute there. So I'm okay with it going there, but we would like to see at some point the proximity where this proposed statute is gonna be
yeah, we
as compared
can,
to where the current one is.
yeah, we can absolutely do that. There's actually several sculptures there. If you start in front of the convention center, there's a hand that's like this, the I love you hand. And then as you cross over, it's the Don Staley. It's a peace pole. And then there's one called Her Heart that's a giant heart. And those are in the one that's closer to the convention center. Once you cross over that next little walkway in between there, there is a completely open spot. And so we can definitely
That's what I want
like
to see.
show in that area where it would be and send that back. Because One Columbia has to write the endorsement letter. So I'm happy to include that in the endorsement letter or with that information with it.
Columbia.
Yeah,
so-
Maybe it's one Columbia that brings it
Yeah,
to us.
Yeah, I was gonna
'Cause
say, Mr. Chair, if you don't mind, so
Yeah.
this is an opening summary of what it is, and then it goes to One Columbia to vet it, and once that's vetted by One Columbia, they bring it back with more
Then
detail.
logistically, we're gonna see that.
Right, and at that point, you can make a decision from
Now,
there.
if we can do that,
Yes, sir.
that would be helpful. That would be helpful to me.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna butt in since I've been in the neighborhood for 40 years.
Ms. Gregg, we have been, a little gracious. We have to record this meeting, so if you're gonna continue to speak from the audience, you have to go to the microphone. Thank you. Because we wanna get everything on record.
Okay, I'll take like
Go
3
as close as
minutes.
you can get.
Watch your toes, I'm coming through.
One or two.
I don't know if the mic's gonna.
Even here at the table, we can pick you up on a
Right here,
microphone.
right here.
You can't talk from the
You can talk
audience.
right there.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is that it?
Yes, ma'am, you just speak.
Okay, all right, just quickly, the backstory before all this organization, you had a rather raucous group of artists on the loose, and we were the ones that catalyzed what we all know today as the Vista. And when the idea of creating art pieces as a gift for our passion to the city, we would just go willy-nilly and go, oh, it'd be cool, let's put one there. Or why don't we put one over here? And then we would find out from the city, no way, because of a lot of utility considerations and a lot of other things. So this whole process that we have now has helped organize that process. You know, you can dream all day long, but if you don't know where you want to put it and you don't have the blessing of all the considerations that the city brings with utilities and such, then you could be wasting your time. So that's the backstory of why we do the way we do it now, and that has been a way to organize it. And I just wanted to give you that. And that long, wide median was put there in front of the Hilton to ground it and make it attractive. It was almost like it invited this sort of art alley, if you will, that is developing. And the part visually, Ed, that you're struggling with is the one closest to the former fire station.
That's correct.
Right, and if you come out of the Ruth Chris, you'll be looking directly at this area that is wide open.
Across the street.
And
Okay.
across the street is that median, okay? And that area is what they're talking about right now, putting something there.
Thank you, Ms. Craig.
So you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're
And for
I had no idea I was gonna butt in on this.
purposes of brevity, I would like to, I would like to go ahead and,
You would not?
I would like to go ahead and put forward a motion to allow our letters that we have, saying that this can go to One Columbia to move forward, so they come back, bring us a presentation from there.
So moved.
Second.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We have one last item on today's agenda. That's the Columbia Art Center update, which I'm excited to hear. And I'm gonna try this name. Miss Augustinova.
Yes.
Say your first name for me one more time.
Yes, good morning. My name is Bohumila Augustinova. I'm the program coordinator at Columbia Art Center. So the Columbia Art Center started around the 1990s. I can't find the exact date, but we used to be located on Calhoun Street at 1,400 square feet. Every time it rained, it flooded in. So we were very fortunate, and 9 years ago, in 2017, we moved to this beautiful new facility at 1227 Taylor Street. Oh, I'm so sorry. I got too busy talking. We got moved to this new fabulous location on a thank you, ground floor of the Keenan parking garage. I'm gonna talk a little bit about pottery and what it does to us, okay? Pottery offers significant mental health benefits by reducing stress, promoting mindfulness, and providing creative outlet to emotional expression. Working with clay naturally shifts attention away from daily stressors, grounding individual in present moment. The tactile experiences of kneading, shaping, and molding provides physical grounding, while the repetitive motions of wheel throwing or hand building act similarly to meditation. Calming mind, slowing breath, which activates the, and I have a hard time with this word, parasympathetic nervous system and counteract stress and anxiety. So that's what we do. We have at the Columbia Art Center currently 130 members. That went from 75 members at the old location and 100 members when we first moved to our current location. Sadly, that's our complete capacity. We cannot fit more than 130 members. We have 63 people on a waiting list. The waiting list, to go through all the people waiting, it's going to be at least 5 years, and we had to temporarily close this list. We do provide classes, workshops, and summer camps. Most of our classes are 6 weeks. There's some flexibility there. We offer 95 classes in fiscal year 2025-26. 95 classes, and we had 660 students enroll in these classes. These classes are anything from very beginners. If you never touch a clay, we're going to teach you how to handle, how to work on a wheel, how to shape a pinch pot. But we have everything in between to very advanced sculpture classes and such. We also offer workshops. In last fiscal year, we offered 28 workshops. These are usually 1 or 2 days. Where our artists are focusing on a very specific projects. Again, in the last year, we had 188 students enrolled in our workshops. We are trying to branch away from just clay. So some of our workshops are cultural. We've been working with Ukrainian artists who's teaching pisanka Easter egg decorations. It's really fun. I highly recommend it. Watercolors. We've been working with local artists who does nature journaling. So we're trying to branch from ceramics, but ceramics still are kind of 90% of what we do. We just finished our summer camp season. Friday was the last day of summer camps. We had 9 weeks of camps, and we had 110 campers this year. Our camps are half days. They're from 9 a.m. till noon. And it's just everything about art. It's been really fun to see young children from ages 5 and up and see how they grow as an artist. And it's been really incredible.
Question on that, how are we with capacity for the camps? Did y'all have room for more young artists?
So we do offer classes throughout the year, even for children. So for summer camps, we just do the 9 weeks. We don't really have a much more space for that because the space we use for summer camps is in the afternoon use than for adult classes that are on our regular schedule.
Okay.
But we do have 2 children classes that happen all year. It's after-school art for ages 5 to 10. For the younger children, that's a little bit of clay, but more of a mixed media, because in that age group, they're not quite ready to dedicate full 6 weeks of clay. And then for older children, ages, 10 to 15, that specializes just on working with clay. It's called Playing with Mud, and it's a little bit of wheel throwing, a little bit of hand building. We kind of dictate that based on what the kids are enjoying, because it's a smaller group, so it can be really customized.
Is there data available? As you know, there are mental health issues surrounding a lot of surrounding pottery,
Yes.
the wheel.
Yes.
How it becomes a comforting and common resource for persons. How does that play into that whole issue of mental health?
So there is a readily available information online of different studies, how it plays into it. I can tell you, as an artist myself, as a potter myself, after a long week of work, sitting at that pottery wheel, it feels like meditation. It just does. When you put your hands on a clay, you can't think about the bills that have to be paid. You can't think about the appointment, doctor's appointment you have the next day. You're just right there. And if you don't,
What's that movie, Patrick Swayze?
oh, ghost.
It's like that.
No, it is not like.
It is nothing like that.
As much as I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah. The Whitney Houston theme, we're staying right in that like mid-80s, early 90s.
Pottery scene was, the pottery scene in Ghost was the
I thought we
pottery
stopped.
scene was very, very alluring,
I thought we stopped
very
that
comforting.
discussion.
And I've seen it several times.
It's very alluring. It's very comforting. It is not a team sport.
Ours is not a team sport. Ours is individual.
Yes.
play.
Although
Thank
I'm
you.
saying individual, but we actually, because we have this amazing space, we are able to work as a group. So, for instance, I myself every Friday lead a group of our potters. It's open to anybody who's a studio member, and we work together for 3 hours. And sometimes we have plans, sometimes we have specific project, and sometimes is whatever whoever wants to do. Well, great thing about it is when you're working with group like that, if you have members who are newer, potters that don't have the experience, then there's always those of us that are really good at this, who can always step in and give advice. And it's just a really nice collaborative, but it's not, we don't do what Patrick Swayze do. We haven't seen that in our studio yet.
We will not see it. We won't see it.
There are savants that will create pieces of art related to pottery that becomes, for lack of a better word, very expensive.
Absolutely.
Savants whose mode of operation is to create that kind of space as it relates to pottery. It's more than a coffee cup.
Absolutely.
It's more than a bowl. But a piece of clay in the hands of a person who is a savant.
Can become anything.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
And I guess that's what I'm getting to. There are some mental health issues that I think becomes very soothing, very calming, and creativity really takes place.
Yes. And actually, that relates to my next outreach program. We have a program called Creative Journey. And this is a nationally awarded program. In 2013, it got Excellence in Programming by South Carolina Recreations and Parks Association. And 2014, it got National Award by Neighborhood USA for Best Neighborhood Program Award. This program has two parts. One part is that any veteran, their caregivers or families can come once a month to the art center and do art. We are not art therapists, but art is therapeutic. So during this time, any veteran, anybody, if anybody in this room is a veteran, they can come to us, as well as we working specifically with the VA and Fort Jackson. So we get a nice turnout every month of veterans that come and do art with us. They get to choose between working with clay, that's led by our studio manager, Tim Graham, and painting. We have some volunteers that come every month and paint with our veterans. Second part of this program, we working specifically with the exceptional program with Fort Jackson. This is families with children with disabilities, and they get to come quarterly to our studio, and they can bring families. It could be grandmas, aunties, cousins, and do some pottery, do some clay tom. And it's been really amazing. The exceptional families, we don't get as many people as we do on our Friday programs. That's usually around 30 people each month that come to us. And it's been really amazing. We have great partnership with the VA and Fort Jackson. So we're really proud of this program. Our second outreach is Operation Bedroll. And that has nothing to do with clay. So we actually teach at the Art Center, but also in our community, people how to create plarn. Plarn is plastic yarn, and it's made out of grocery bags. Your regular Publix grocery bags can be cut up and create into medium that then can be crocheted into sleeping mats that are given to local unhoused population. We are about to start scheduling some of these workshops for free again in the fall. That's usually when we do that. But we also go to different schools and churches and organizations per request and teach these skills. So
But
this
I'm
is,
glad to hear you say that there is an outreach emphasis particularly related to veterans. Veterans are persons, both male and female, who bring a cadre of issues to the table.
yes,
This allows them to sort of center in on where they are and what they want to do. And it gives them something to do.
yeah,
The worst thing that can happen with a veteran is that we forget them.
we do.
And so I'm glad to hear you say that a partnership with Fort Jackson, a partnership with veterans are very important as it relates to this particular emphasis.
Absolutely.
It becomes common. And I think you know as well as I, my brothers and sisters who are veterans have a cadre of issues
Yes,
that sometimes we don't address. And we don't address them in a way that's going to enhance their lives. They're under the bridge.
yeah. And that's actually what the Operation Bedroll
That's what it's all about.
yeah, kind of works with. We work specifically with Keeping It Real Ministries. They're not a real, I don't think they're even nonprofit. It's a guy who was a veteran or who is a veteran who has a van and 2 storage units at U-Haul. And he takes care of the chronically unhoused people in Colombia. And sadly, about 90% of these people were veterans that have never been treated.
You're exactly right.
Well, this is great. I'm not sure how far I want to let this roll along.
Okay,
We have
okay.
another 5 minutes.
Okay,
Sorry.
so we do have, okay, so we do have a fantastic partnership. I was in 2024 contacted by USC professor Sean Clute, who's a ceramic artist, and he was reaching out to see if we ever looking for interns or instructors. I have tried to create these connections in the past, but it just always fell on the deaf ears. So I was really happy that there was somebody at UC who wanted to work with us. We since have been able to contract several of USC ceramic students, as well as their adjunct professors, who has been teaching. I have calculated it over 40 classes and workshops they have taught with us since we started this partnership. We also have several interns that come to us from USC, and they learn how to mix clay and load and unload kilns and stuff like that. That actually works really well with what they're learning at USC as well. Okay. we have been really honored. We have been working with Sean Clute, who's a well-known artist, as well as Jackson Shanner, who is one of the up-and-coming ceramic artists in the country. We do try to keep our community. We're really proud of our membership and how close everybody is. If we have a new member, the older members right away take them in and kind of guide them and mentor them through their process of learning, which has been amazing. We try to give our support by hosting their holiday parties. And we have this year actually started a really new program for our members specifically, and that's Pottery Olympics. And that's as close as we would get to Patrick Swayze and a ghost, because there were some partnerships on a wheel. They were just not behind each other. They were sitting next to each other and all that, so. Yes, so, yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Really quick, we would like to invite you all to come down to the Art Center, because she does a great job, her and her staff, and y'all can come by as a group or individually. We'd love to have you.
We're gonna come for the
forward to it.
Pottery Olympics.
Okay.
That's a one-time event?
It's once a year, so that's gonna happen in the spring, in April again.
We'll get down there.
Yeah? Okay, I'll let you know.
Thank you so much.
Thank y'all for inviting us.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
With that being said, great meeting. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So move.
So moved.
All right, thank you. That was a long meeting.
That is true. That's true.
Oh, good meeting. I'm glad you stayed, baby.
Yeah.
I'm glad you stayed. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate that. Good job, Bo Miller. Thank you.
Thank you.